We're not using chemicals fired through rockets like other technologies use. We use a very gentle but powerful technology, launching electromagnetics into the atmosphere to modify the flow of the weather system over the ocean and drawing it into a target. So to try and keep it simple, we establish some kind of link with a weather system, and once we've seen through satellite meteorology that we have that link, we're able to draw that system in incrementally towards the target, such as in this case the Horn of Africa.
Mahendra, you call this project the Global Rain Project. Why the Global Rain Project?
Well, let me just step back. Ever since the beginning of civilization, mankind has diverted rivers on Earth to wherever we wanted to practice agriculture. Now we look at the atmosphere. The oceanic, 90% of the rain, more than 90% of the rain falls on the ocean.
True.
It's only about less than 5% on Earth. So the 90% that is above the oceans, these are fundamentally atmospheric rivers. And just the way we harvested rivers on Earth, we should be harvesting now with new technology the rivers above the oceans and moving them to a target area.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The way they harvest the rivers, now they want to harvest the atmospheric rivers of the sky. We've been seeing it day after day. Anyway, we're going to jump into this show. Welcome in, welcome back. Reporting from FEMA Region 7. Now, looking at the worldview map, everything looks pretty clear. Like there's not a whole lot of trails in the sky, except for one place, right over Missouri, over Iowa, North Dakota, South Dakota. But in this very spot that they're getting ready to have this emergency services exercise, or the nuclear disaster exercise in Columbia, Missouri. So tomorrow is the big day. So if you missed out on yesterday's show, we talked about this yesterday. But yeah, I just thought that was kind of odd that the only place that they're spraying the aerosols heavy is right over where the target zone is for the little thing they're having tomorrow. Anyway, let's jump into this. Venezuela blames nationwide blackouts on electromagnetic attack. Hey, thanks out there, Cassandra. And this is going on. I mean, this goes on all over the place. They're using electromagnetic warfare on the weather. They're using it on computer. I mean, they use it everywhere. Massive power outages across Venezuela were likely caused by electromagnetic attack. The President Maduro said, stressing that authorities are working on to restore the service as soon as possible. So is he blaming the U.S.? Who knows? We know they think they're the police of the world. And, you know, when you do a little search of electromagnetic weapons, you see all this stuff coming out. Air Force wants simulated war games to plan for lasers. That just came out a couple days ago. Opposition rallies in Venezuela, blackout eases in some areas. This comes out of Forbes. Using commercial satellites to control nuclear weapons is a bad idea. Lockheed Martin contracted for AEGIS weapon system. It's electromagnetic maneuver warfare. New capabilities. You see all this stuff that's been coming out in the last few days. Let me get rid of some of these as we go here. Air Force intensifies testing of high-powered electromagnetic weapons. So let's go over here to Raytheon. When I think of electromagnetic weapons, I go to the Raytheon site. I go see what kind of stuff they're doing. Now, you got to realize that all these maps that I use, all the weather maps, all the NextRad stuff, all the scatter radars. Raytheon runs all this stuff. They've developed it, they run it, and so when you want to know who's doing the weather control, you got to guarantee they're definitely involved big time. They're big time into the electronic warfare. So it's not too far fetched to say an electromagnetic weapon wasn't used in Venezuela, because it probably was. Turn the lights out on your enemy. That's the first line on the Raytheon site. Operate unimpeded in modern threat environment. To do that, you need to control the electromagnetic spectrum. Didn't what's her name wrote that book, Full Spectrum Dominance? I'm gonna have her on the show sometime. The electronic warfare uses focus energy, usually radio waves or laser light, to confuse or disable enemy electronics. It can also involve listening, collecting an enemy's radio signals, and sensing the radar of incoming missiles. Now, they've had this stuff for a long time. That looks just like the dudes I seen in Warsaw yesterday right there. That's the same equipment they had on. So anyway, yeah. Let's get into this. This is pretty crazy. Flesh-eating Obama worm invading Europe through Spain. Threatens the local ecosystems. The Obama worm, huh? A 7-centimeter long flatworm with hundreds of eyes along the length of its body has been accidentally imported from South America and is now threatening soil quality, local wildlife in Spain, with possibly more drastic consequences. The Obama flatworm, Obamba nungara, has been spotted thriving in the rice paddies in Valencia. Wow. In addition, the decreased soil stability would increase the risk of both flooding and landslides, diminishing crop production. So it's another article on the crops being targeted. It never ends. Oh yeah, this article just come out too. Air Force wants simulated war games to plan for lasers, electromagnetic weapons. This just come out 2 days ago. The war games are meant to teach airmen about these new weapons and help the Air Force develop new tactics and procedures. You know, while they're blaming the boogeyman, they're all getting ready for this stuff. Here was that other article on the using commercial satellites to control nuclear weapons. It's a bad idea, but it's being discussed. Here's another article on the massive power outage down there in Venezuela. I was in the worm story, though. How did I get to all this? No, not only does the Obama worm, there's also a gay parasitic hairworm named after him. And that's not all. You got also a fungus named Obama. You got a spider named Obama. You got an extinct lizard man or lizard named Obama. And you know, we come here to the stupid Washington Post site. I disabled the ad blocker, and it keeps popping this crap up, trying to make you pay for it. $1 a week. Man, I'm not paying for this crap. Try to keep reading and then just blows you back. It's just BS, man. Should have left my ad blocker on. Block all their BS. Yeah, look, just keeps coming back. Alright, we're done with the Obama worm crap. Let's get into some of this news. Can we avert a climate change apocalypse by hacking the planet's atmosphere? And should we? They already are and have been. You know, they're trying to make this scenario like it was 2030, talking about a fleet of modified cargo planes taking off carrying an unusual payload way above the existing commercial aircraft fly. They will spray tons of sulfate particles in the stratosphere. They're already doing it with the ships, the bunker fuel, and we're going to be able to see the sulfur and other particles in all the radar maps that we use. Now they're trying to mimic volcanoes, but we have volcanoes going off everywhere. We've had some of the biggest volcanic eruptions ever this year. We've had them up to 65,000 feet, tons of them at 50,000 feet. So, yeah, they're going to keep on pushing. I think they slowed the chemtrails down just to heat everything up to try to keep pushing their climate change agenda, even though it's climate control. But right in the same sentence, they come out with low sulfur cleaner shipping fuel, oil transition, loom signaling, choppy waters ahead for the maritime industry. The deadline is looming for the shipping industry to clean up its act on reducing air pollution. Will require low sulfur fuel oil. Wonder if that's going to apply to the cargo ships, to the, you know, the ships that you take the vacations on. You know, they all put it like 1 million cars worth of emissions a day. And if you look at the weather modification ships, they're putting out probably 10 times more than that. Check out these new cell phone trees. Does this make it the electromagnetic warfare any better? No, they look like crap. So now you got this company here putting out these fake trees to hide the cell phone, to hide the 5G, to hide the electromagnetic warfare. I mean, them look like crap, man. Look at them nice houses in the background, then you got a fake tree hitting you with microwave radiation. Just, it's nuts, man. The things that are going on are nuts. Hunters Hill residents reject plan to store radioactive waste in their streets. A proposal to end decades-long stoush over radioactive contamination of waterfront property on Sydney's North Shore has been rejected by residents at local council. Why would they even have to reject this? Why didn't they clean this crap up? Several properties on Nelson Parade at Hunters Hill have been built on land contaminated by the former Radium Hill uranium processing plant in the 1900s. Residents have spent decades urging the government to remove the affected soil, which was the Environment Protection Authority found was contaminated with petroleum hydrocarbons, coal tar pitch, arsenic, and lead. The council now has voted against recommendations by its own consultants to encapsulate the low-level radioactive material in cement cells. Isn't that what they did in the islands that's leaking worse than Fukushima? You know, where the United States did drop like 65 nukes on the islands out there, and they're still leaking even though they encapsulated them. It's just nuts what's going on. These people are freaking madmen. And you got this virtual reality tool that reads and projects brainwaves, investigated as a way to promote sleeplessness. Now, if I had this crap on and I was seeing stuff like that, I would think I was in hell. You couldn't go to sleep looking at crap like that. What are they talking about here? Just more kind of, yeah, that looks like you'd be burning in hell. Participants reported that the experience stopped their minds wandering to life stressors. That's because they were probably freaking out. Don't even do the virtual reality. There's no telling what kind of stuff it's doing to your mind. Here's some more articles out of Australia. Sydney residents were forced to leave their apartment block after human waste floods their newly built homes. So all this crap come leaking down from like the 9th floor, and they just booted them out and broke their lease. Just told them to get out. Didn't give them nowhere to go. That's the way they take care of the people. Now we just talked about yesterday about the GMO salmon, where they're making the salmon, but yet they're not going to tell you if it's GMO or not. In the restaurants, they're not going to label it. They're not going to have to disclose if it's the fake salmon. Well, here's some more smoked salmon likely behind the listeria deaths in Victoria. 2 people have died after contracting listeriosis, the infection caused by listeria bacteria. See, they're trying to attack the food supply. Anything organic, they're trying to target. Anything good for you, they're trying to target. The farms, they definitely targeted all over the world. The farm animals, everything. They're going to keep trying to push the GMO, the Franken food, the Franken fish, the fake meat, the Petri dish meat. You know, we keep talking about all the lightning is off the charts. The lightning's off the charts because of all the bunker fuel. It's off the charts because of all the aerosols being deployed from the planes. We can show you on the Earth Null just all the sulfur in the air. But lightning kills 32, injures dozens as monsoon batters India. At least 32 people have died in the Indian state of Uttar, and many more were injured across the country after being struck by lightning. The deadliest weather event in India, which claimed over 2,500 lives every year. Lightning claimed the lives of at least 32 people across 10 cities. Authorities reported Sunday. That's just insane. The same day, at least 26 rural workers in the state, also in northern India, were injured in a lightning strike that hit the state Pali's district. The injured laborers were taken to a nearby hospital for treatment. 18 people were later released, and 8 female workers remained in hospital care. 100+ people killed by the rain and dust storms across India and Pakistan. These are all engineered events. Earth's magnetic field is mysteriously acting up, pushing north. That's because they're pushing it north. Another weird thing, you know, I seen the weird military dudes yesterday. Now we have multiple agencies searching for local brothers missing in Missouri. Clinton County, Missouri. Multiple agencies are involved in the search for 2 brothers who are missing in Missouri. They've been missing since Sunday, July 21st. They own a livestock in the Seymour area. These are farmers. They suddenly are missing too. What the hell is going on with all the farmers? We have thousands of farmers missing. Now we have people that deal with the livestock missing. We're going to have to find out what's going on about that. Watch the Ridgequest earthquake shatter the desert floor. Stunning before and after images. See that? We probably know this is most likely a weapon. 13 feet of displacement. So you got quite a few of the before and after pictures. California sits on the edge of 2 gigantic tectonic plates, the Pacific and the North American. A huge swath of California from Santa Cruz to Santa Barbara, LA, and San Diego is moving northwest towards Alaska relative to the other plate, which is moving southeast towards Mexico. Yeah, so they got tons of before after pictures. Yeah, it's definitely moved a lot, 13 feet in that one area. Here's another one. It's moved by 18 feet. So we got some major earth changes going on. Look at that, 8 feet. The whole road moved 8 feet. It's only a matter of time for the big one goes. You know that ground penetrating radar causes earthquakes? That's right. And that just happened to be a military base. Did mind control operations. This is a weird story here. South Carolina city scrubs references to the Lord on a memorial honoring some fallen police officers. South Carolina city literally scrubbed the word Lord from the memorial honoring fallen police officers after receiving complaints. The Tegakay Police Department put up a memorial donated by a civic group in honor of fallen officers. Let me get down where it says what it did here. So on the front of the memorial had scripture referencing Matthew 5:9 from Jesus' famous Sermon on the Mount, which said, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God." And on the back of the stone was a prayer, "Lord, I ask for courage, courage to face and conquer my own fears, courage to take me where others will not go. Give me, Lord, concern for others who trust me and compassion for those who need me. And please, Lord, through all the day be by my side." They took the Lord out of the whole thing. So they take the Lord out of the whole thing, but yet they're putting up satanic monuments all over the place. This tells you right here, this shows you that we are definitely in the last days. Better armor up. What is going on with these horse races, man? I reported on probably like 25 horses earlier in the year dying over in California on these racetracks. Now we have 10 more horses that have died in 9 days in New York's racetracks. You know, in California, they blamed it on the flooding. What is going on? Yeah, see, it even talks about the series of deaths at a California racetrack earlier this year. Occurred at 4 tracks between July 9th and July 18th. Weird stuff, man. All right, let's get into the Earth Null. Thanks out there, Peter and Cassandra out there in Super Chat. Much love. So look, it's looking pretty damn clear. We got some aerosols out here off the coast of Washington. Oregon's looking pretty clear. California's looking pretty clear, except for the southern part. Las Vegas, chemtrails. Phoenix, a little bit of trail action. Utah, you're getting a little bit of spraying operations. But right through here, right through Canada, coming down into North Dakota, all the way down into Missouri, there's a spraying operation. It's not a very big one, but it's definitely going. So everybody's getting some pretty good normal white puffy clouds. It won't last long. We'll have to look at the forecast to see just how long it'll last. We got a big old fat aerosol right over Memphis, Tennessee, going through the upper part of Mississippi and into Arkansas. Few sprays going on there in Georgia and then out off the coast. Hey, thanks out there, Kim. You want to know where the spraying operations are? They're up here where the fires are. We have mega fires in Alaska, Canada, and then you got major aerosols being deployed up here, way up here. Like, let me back out here, all through Canada. I was looking at this earlier, and I found all kinds of just weird stuff. So let me try to figure out where that was. I mean, we got spraying operations way up here in the Arctic. So they're starting to play tic-tac-toe up in the Arctic. They're messing with the polar vortex again. So we got heavy aerosols being deployed up here. And I did see some really weird cloud formation. I'm trying to find it. I know I'm zooming in and out a lot. If I remember right, it was right by Greenland. So yeah, you got tons of aerosols being deployed over Greenland up into the Arctic. And I'm trying to get this on the layer I seen and try to dig them out. Yeah, if I remember right, this is probably one of them. Yeah, okay. So right here off of Greenland, we have tons of fake clouds, tons of aerosols being deployed. And look at this 90-degree turn in clouds. We have a black chemtrail. I thought that might have been a shadow of a chemtrail, but I don't see the regular plane. That could be a black chemtrail. We got more chemtrails all over the place up here. So there are clouds seeding the cold air that's coming off Greenland. Now you have a massive heat wave going on over in Europe. You also have ship tracks out here off the coast of Iceland. More aerosols being deployed up in all the way around the Arctic Circle. They're controlling the polar vortex. We have a small spraying operation south of France, or south of the UK. So yeah, we got this operation is going to probably pick up big time tonight. It looks small now. It goes all the way down through just north of Spain, part of France. So France is getting hit. You know who's not getting hit at all whatsoever, ever? Right here. Look at that clear. They don't even have fair weather clouds. It's so clear. Look at the fires going on up in Russia. Guess what? They're getting sprayed too all over up here. Way up in the north. I mean, they're spraying just way up here in the north, around the Arctic Circle. Look at this aerosol all the way across. So Russia's getting sprayed. They also have the fires, so most likely they're spraying the accelerants. And of course, where all the flooding's going on, you have the aerosols. East China Sea completely bombarded. Let's go down and take a look at Australia. They're getting hit. Look at this crazy grid pattern. Thanks out there, Babu. So we got aerosols deployed big time over Australia. So we can look at the shadow of that chemtrail. So you can start looking for fires. So the Northern Territory is getting bombarded with aerosols all the way up to the coast. And you got like a super grid right here off the coast. This is where most of these cyclones hit. I know it's not cyclone season, but they always target the same areas. We're going to see fires pop up after these aerosols. Look, the fires are already popping up. They've already started. Look at all these fires in different areas. Right where the aerosols are being deployed. So they're getting ready to burn up Australia again. We've been seeing a lot of ship tracks out here off of Australia. Let's go ahead and try to zoom in on New Zealand, check them out. If it'll load up. New Zealand's been targeted several times this year. They got hit with some pretty toxic chemtrails that killed a bunch of bees. You had the Christchurch shooting. Now they're trying to take everybody's gun. They're doing a gun buyback thing. Do not give up your guns. That's the only thing from the New World Order taking over. Aerosols. Aerosols being deployed in New Zealand. And we got some funny business going on out here in the ocean. Way south. Just gotta go ahead and just go on up here. Put on the bunker fuel layer. So yesterday we had bunker fuel operations around this low pressure system. Tons of bunker fuel being deployed there off of Kamchatka, Russia. And I think there was some bunker fuel down here off the Bajas. Yeah, there's a few. And then we had the weird operation down off of South America. Let's go to see if we can find them today. So we got just a few that are a little bit farther out in the Pacific here by the Bajas. Well, there they are. They're up here around the low pressure. Look, they're actually driving around the low pressure system, deploying the bunker fuel. You also got them down here, but there's not as many, at least that I can see right now. So even the bunker fuel deployment is a little bit lower right now. Yeah, I'm not seeing the big fleet right now. Maybe it'll pop up a little better tomorrow. Might be a few of them here off the same, straight out from the Washington coast, right where the aerosols are being deployed. And we definitely have aerosols being deployed. In fact, it's a really thick, nasty looking trail. Let me click the layer, see if we can pull that out a little better. Well, there's what it started out, just a single liner. But yeah, they're definitely mixing. They're still doing a two-part mix between the bunker fuel and the aerosols. So enjoy the little break you're getting right now, because that'll probably change. Let me let's check the radars. Oh, we have beam action there in Iowa. So we have what we call it searchlight mode. And let me see if I can stop this on that beam. So yeah, we got a strong beam right there. If these things are running more than 5 to 7 minutes, they're modifying the weather. There's a regulation on them. We also have the military radars going off in Southern California still. The weather patterns are all freaked out right now. So pretty much looks like all the radars are pretty hot right now. Let's go ahead and check that Iowa one while we're here. So we want to check that one right there. Check out how long this beam was running. Alright, let's see if we can get this to go. Get the flash player there going. Nice crowd out there. Thanks everybody who joins us here on YouTube, over on the D Live, Twitch, and Facebook. I can't monitor all them platforms. I mean, we got mods here on YouTube, but you're on your own if you're watching this anywhere else. So that wasn't, I don't think that was too long a beam, but it nevertheless it was a beam. I'll try to check the timestamp here to see how long it was running. So yeah, that was just a little bit of a pulse beam. That wasn't a solid beam. So really that's nothing. That probably didn't cook no birds or nothing. But it was definitely a little shot target out. Let me get this back on the Continental, if it'll let me here. I'll put this on the Cirrus later. I just wanted to check this. You got a weird anomaly there over St. Joe, Missouri. That kind of just explodes by itself. They, like, you can see the chemtrails will be in the black, dark blue lines. And once this loads, you'll see them coming all the way down from Canada through North Dakota, South Dakota, and right on in here into Missouri. So here's the chemtrails. You got a few light ones, you know, with the storms and out off the coast of Washington. And we can change this into the Cirrus layer. Let me put a little enhancement on this so we can see it a little better. You definitely see the grid patterns in this mode. You can also see all the bunker fuel and the fire smoke just everywhere. That's why the blue sky, it's a blue sky, but it's a light blue. It's not the deep dark blue. We have too many particulates up in the air. You got all this fire smoke, and then you got all the bunker fuel over here. So the weather system has changed directions down here in the Gulf of Mexico. We go ahead and disable that. Let's put this on. Yeah, it's been running. It's weird, man. They got the, we're gonna check the winds here in a minute, man. They got everything all freaked out, you know, for months. Or at least weeks, they were bypassing the jet stream. Wasn't even coming over the United States. It was bypassing. Well, now they created a dip or a trough, which has brought the cooler air down. And now the storms are trying to run in a normal direction again. So really, we're probably going to see more aerosols out ahead of the storm coming across the Dakotas. So tomorrow we'll probably be seeing aerosols up over Minnesota, Iowa, Wisconsin, Detroit, probably over here in Texas, Oklahoma. You can see the bunker fuel mixed in there. It's all being pulled in over here over Washington. All right, let's go check the wind pattern, see what's going on with all that. And we will also just check the tropical cyclone page. Yeah, the mainstream was really talking up that pressure system. We told you the dust was going to kill the storm, and it did. So we have Tropical Depression Delilah. Let me just take a quick look at this, see if they have any tracks on it yet. Well, they got a little track on there, just keeping it as a low. And we also have Tropical Depression 07W. Here, let's check the mimic. We haven't checked that in a while. Alright, so what's going on with the atmospheric river? We know they steer this. It's still being pulled over to India. There is no like swirling motion. So they're definitely got this thing all out of whack. This thing doesn't even look normal. I mean, it's been toasted for months now. you have the atmospheric river going all the way up into Canada, but it's not really raining up there. It's still burning. All right, we got that documented. Let's go ahead and check the polar vortex winds. Wow, look at that, winds really ramped up here over the equator. Let's check the polar vortex winds in the Antarctica. So we got a little gear drive going there. While I'm up here, let me check the temperatures at this altitude. So we have a heating event right over the North Pole. Ooh, we got another heating event. So we have a compression event going on down here in the Antarctica. So they're up to something, man. Whenever we see these different temperatures where we're getting this rapid heating, they're affecting the jet streams. They're getting ready to do another pattern change. Go ahead and check the pressures up here. Okay. All right, let me get this back on the winds. Let's check the jet stream. So right now, most of the jet stream is still bypassing the United States, and they got this one trough, and that's a big old wide trough. Let's back this up and see how it got like that. So it come crashing down from the opposite direction it normally does. So that's right where there's a scatter radar directly where my mouse is. So they probably use that scatter radar to push this down and created that trough. And then look how wide it got. It just got real wide. Like I've never even seen that before. So if we fast forward this up, look, the jet stream is completely freaked out by tomorrow, where it's got a groove in it. Let's see if we can go up one more day. So yeah, this is going to be pretty wild to watch. Look, there will be no jet stream over the United States by here in a couple days. That is crazy. Let's go ahead and check the ocean. So yeah, I wanted to look. So right here is where that heating event is, and you got some pretty good sized waves right there too, but nothing too major going on. A little bit of higher waves there headed for Portugal. Let's go ahead and check the sea surface temperatures. Still pretty hot there in the Gulf of Mexico. We got that heat anomaly out there south of Bermuda. And that real high hot spot has actually went down a little bit. So it's not as hot. Yeah, it's down to 88.1. Let's check the anomalies. No El Nino to speak of. That is strange right there. And the heat anomaly continues out here in the Pacific, up in Alaska. That's the hottest part on the planet. What is that temperature up there? 11.9 Fahrenheit. And then right here in the Pacific, 8.8. So we got some off the chart heating. We know this is Fukushima over here, but what is all this? Is there some kind of volcanic heat anomaly? Something is going on up here. Let's go ahead and check the particulates here. We're checking out the carbon monoxide. We got a couple fires. And then up in Alaska, major fires, Canada fires. Look at Russia, man. It's off the charts. Russia is burning up. So the whole northern hemisphere is burning up. Why would they need a cloud seed when you have this much crap in the air? I mean, look at the East Coast is really high today. Let's check the carbon dioxide. Ooh, we got a real high level down here in California. So you probably can't see this, but I bet you might be able to smell it. What is this? Is this Yellowstone? What area is that? So we got a big time spot right there. Let me see if we can figure out where this is. There may be a fire there. Let's see if we can find that spot while that is loading. Let me check the different yeah, so that's probably just a fire. Excuse me there. So where is this? So this is in Idaho. So if it ever loads, we'll be able to see what's there or close to this area. It looks like there might be some volcanic vents right here. I don't know if these are like ancient vents. I don't really know this area a whole lot. But they do look like craters. Looks like several craters. I was kind of backing out. You know, this is kind of a rough estimate from where I clicked at. So, you know, who knows? This could be a volcanic fire that caused a fire. I don't know. I'll dig into that, see if I can figure out a little more. And here's the dust. Here comes the big plume of dust. Let's click this up a day. So we're going to get hit with another wave of the toxic dust coming from the Sahara Desert. So we're going to have to watch these wind patterns to see if the thing blows it right up into the United States. You can see this dust is going all the way across Mexico and then up into the Bajas. That's part of the reason why you guys got the bad air. I don't know if I can go up another day or not. Yeah, we can go up one more day. So if you're down there in the Caribbean, any of them areas, the air quality is going to suck. So 110,000 acres burning there in Idaho. Hey, thanks. So there is a fire going on up in Idaho. And here we are looking at the PM 2.5s, the nasty particulates, the carcinogens. Look at Russia, man. Their air is really, really bad. Alaska, same thing. Alberta, Edmonton, Canada up in here. Actually, that's a little higher up north. Looks like we get another fire there in Arizona. And whatever's going on down here in southern Texas, it's been there for a while. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and call this a show. I can't stay up much longer. I'm tired. Anyway, guys, thanks out there in the super chat. Thanks everybody that shares this information out. What's with the Sahara dust? Well, they've been creating engineered dust storms going across 5,000 miles, mixing into the air over the United States. That's why everybody has chest infections and lung problems. We don't even know what's in that dust. We know there's sand, particulates, but there could be viruses in it. There could be like ancient stuff in that stuff. Anyway, guys, much love. We'll see you tomorrow night, God willing. Here we go. Let's play a song called Rise. I'll jump over on the D Live and drop the treasure chest. So here we go. Much love. Let me mute this thing.